How often do you catch yourself in a conversation with yourself? We all do it, don't we? That constant chatter in our minds, the ongoing dialogue that never seems to stop. It's like a radio that's always on, playing in the background of our lives. But have you ever wondered what might happen if you turned down the volume on that internal dialogue? What if you could quiet those incessant thoughts and create some space in your mind? In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating world of self-talk and what happens when we learn to reduce it. We'll dive into the nature of this inner chatter, its effects on our lives, and the incredible changes that can occur when we start to quiet our minds. Self-talk is that inner voice we all have. It's the running commentary in our heads that narrates our day, critiques our actions, and often tries to make sense of the world around us. For many of us, this internal dialogue is so constant that we barely notice it anymore. It's become the background noise of our existence. But this self-talk isn't just harmless chatter. It shapes our perceptions, influences our emotions, and can even impact our behavior. When our self-talk is negative, it can be particularly harmful. Negative self-talk can erode our self-esteem, fuel anxiety, and hold us back from reaching our full potential. Think about the last time you made a mistake. What was the conversation like in your head? For many people, that inner voice can be harsh and critical. It might say things like, "You're so stupid," or "You can't do anything right." This kind of negative self-talk can create a cycle of self-doubt and fear that's hard to break. On the flip side, positive self-talk can be uplifting and motivating. But even then, constant chatter, whether positive or negative, can be draining. It's like having someone constantly talking in your ear, never giving you a moment of peace. The science behind self-talk is fascinating. Research has shown that our thoughts have a direct impact on our brain patterns. When we engage in negative self-talk, we're actually reinforcing neural pathways associated with stress, anxiety, and depression. It's like we're training our brains to be more negative. Conversely, when we learn to quiet our minds, we can start to rewire these neural pathways. We can create new patterns of thinking that are more peaceful, more positive, and more conducive to overall well-being. But how do we break the habit of constant self-talk? It's not easy. After all, most of us have been engaging in this internal dialogue for as long as we can remember. It's an ingrained behavior, one that often happens automatically without us even realizing it. The first step is awareness. We need to start noticing when we're engaging in self-talk. This might sound simple, but it can be surprisingly challenging. Our thoughts often feel so natural and automatic that we don't even realize we're having them. Try this for the next few minutes. Pay attention to your thoughts. Notice how many of them are a form of self-talk. You might be surprised at just how much chatter is going on in your mind. Once we become aware of our self-talk, we can start to reduce it. This doesn't mean eliminating all thoughts. That's not possible or even desirable. Instead, it's about creating more space between our thoughts. It's about learning to be comfortable with moments of mental quiet. One effective technique for reducing self-talk is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. We can watch them come and go, like clouds passing in the sky. Another helpful approach is to practice redirecting your attention. When you notice yourself engaging in self-talk, gently bring your focus back to your breath or to your physical sensations. This can help create a break in the stream of thoughts. As we learn to quiet our minds, we start to tap into the power of silence. There's a saying that silence is golden, and when it comes to our mental landscape, this couldn't be more true. In the silence that comes from reduced self-talk, we often find clarity. Without the constant chatter, our minds become like still water, reflecting reality more accurately. We can see things as they truly are, without the distortion of our ongoing commentary. This mental stillness can also boost our creativity and problem-solving abilities. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas often come when you're not actively thinking about a problem? That's because when we quiet our minds, we create space for new insights to emerge. Reducing self-talk can also lead to improved focus and productivity. Think about how much mental energy we expend on that constant inner dialogue. When we reduce this chatter, we free up that energy for other tasks. With a quieter mind, we can concentrate more fully on the task at hand. We're not constantly distracted by our own thoughts, allowing us to dive deeper into our work and achieve a state of flow more easily. This improved focus can also lead to better decision-making. When we're not constantly second-guessing ourselves or getting caught up in mental arguments, we can approach decisions with more clarity and confidence. Another significant benefit of reducing self-talk is the positive impact it can have on our relationships. When we're constantly engaged in internal dialogue, we're not fully present in our interactions with others. We might be physically there, but mentally, we're somewhere else. By quieting our minds, we can become better listeners. We're not formulating our response while the other person is still talking. We're not judging or analyzing everything they say. Instead, we're truly hearing them, truly connecting with them. This improved presence can lead to deeper, more meaningful relationships. We're more attuned to others' emotions, more empathetic, and more responsive to their needs. We're not just waiting for our turn to speak, we're genuinely engaging in the conversation. Reducing self-talk can also lead to greater emotional balance. Our thoughts and emotions are closely linked. When we're constantly engaging in negative self-talk, we're more likely to experience negative emotions like anxiety, stress, and depression. By quieting our minds, we can create a sense of inner calm. We're not constantly stirring up emotional reactions with our thoughts. Instead, we can experience our emotions more directly, without the added layer of mental commentary. This doesn't mean we'll never experience negative emotions. But it does mean that we might not get as caught up in them. We can observe our emotions without being overwhelmed by them, leading to greater emotional stability overall. So how can we put this into practice? Here are some practical exercises you can try to reduce self-talk in your daily life. Start with short periods of mindfulness. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day to simply sit and observe your thoughts. Don't try to stop them, just watch them come and go. Practice redirecting your attention. When you notice yourself engaging in self-talk, gently bring your focus back to your breath or to your physical sensations. Engage in activities that naturally quiet your mind. This could be exercise, gardening, painting, or any activity that gets you into a state of flow. Use a mantra or affirmation. When you notice negative self-talk, replace it with a simple, positive phrase. This can help interrupt the stream of negative thoughts. Practice gratitude. Regularly focusing on what you're grateful for can help shift your thoughts in a more positive direction. Try journaling. Writing down your thoughts can help externalize them, potentially reducing the amount of mental chatter. Remember, the goal isn't to completely eliminate self-talk. Some self-talk can be helpful and even necessary. The aim is to reduce excessive or negative self-talk and create more mental space. As you practice these techniques, you might start to notice some changes. At first, these changes might be subtle. You might find that you're able to focus a little better or that you feel a bit calmer. Over time, these small changes can add up to significant shifts in your overall well-being. You might find that you're better able to handle stress. Without constant negative self-talk fueling your anxiety, challenging situations might seem more manageable. You might feel more confident in your abilities, more at peace with yourself. Your relationships might improve as you become more present and attentive. You might find that you're able to communicate more effectively, to truly hear what others are saying without your own mental chatter getting in the way. You might also notice improvements in your productivity and creativity. With a quieter mind, you might find that you're able to work more efficiently, to come up with innovative solutions to problems. But perhaps the most profound change comes in your relationship with yourself. As you learn to quiet the constant stream of self-talk, you might start to discover a deeper sense of self. Without the constant commentary, you can connect with your true nature, your innate wisdom and peace. This doesn't mean you'll never have negative thoughts or difficult emotions. But you might find that you're better able to navigate these challenges. You're not as easily swept away by your thoughts and feelings. Instead, you can observe them with a sense of calm detachment. In the long term, reducing self-talk can lead to significant personal growth. It's like clearing away the mental clutter that's been accumulating for years. As this clutter falls away, you might discover aspects of yourself that have been hidden beneath the noise. You might find a greater sense of purpose or direction in life. Without constant mental chatter drowning out your inner wisdom, you can more easily tune into what truly matters to you. You might find it easier to make decisions that align with your values and goals. This journey of reducing self-talk is not always easy. There will be times when your mind feels particularly noisy, when the thoughts seem to be coming faster than you can handle. That's okay. It's a normal part of the process. The key is to approach it with patience and self-compassion. Remember, you're not trying to achieve a state of perfect mental silence. That's not realistic or even desirable. Instead, you're learning to create more space in your mind, to reduce the constant chatter to a more manageable level. As you continue on this path, you might find that your entire experience of life starts to shift. Colors might seem brighter, sounds clearer. You might find more joy in simple moments, more peace in your daily life. You might also discover a greater sense of connection to yourself, to others, to the world around you. Without the constant filter of self-talk, you can experience life more directly, more vividly. This doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or difficulties. But you might find that you're better equipped to handle them. You're not adding unnecessary suffering through negative self-talk. Instead, you can approach challenges with a clear mind and an open heart. In conclusion, reducing self-talk is a powerful tool for personal growth and well-being. It's not about silencing your thoughts completely, but about creating more space in your mind. It's about learning to live more fully in the present moment, free from the constant commentary of your inner voice. So, what would happen if you stopped talking to yourself so much? You might find more peace, more clarity, more joy. You might discover a deeper connection to yourself and to the world around you. You might uncover strengths and abilities you never knew you had. The journey of reducing self-talk is a personal one. Everyone's experience will be different. But for many people, it can be a transformative process, leading to greater well-being, improved relationships, and a more fulfilling life experience. As we wrap up this video, I encourage you to give it a try. Start small. Maybe set aside a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness. Notice your self-talk without judgment. Gently redirect your attention when you find yourself caught up in mental chatter. Over time, you might be surprised at the changes you see. You might find a sense of peace and clarity you never knew was possible. You might discover a version of yourself that's been hidden beneath all that mental noise. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There's no perfect state to achieve, no final goal to reach. It's about gradually creating more space in your mind, more peace in your life. So, are you ready to turn down the volume on your self-talk? Are you curious to discover what might happen when you create more quiet in your mind? The journey begins with a single step, or in this case, a single moment of silence. Why not start now?